So the 5 avenues to leverage the data. One would be ads. So let's start there. Everybody has, Facebook ads that they're trying to create traffic, right? So if I look at a simple ad campaign, I'm going traffic, then I'm going to retarget, and then I'm going to try to, you know what I mean? Then I'm going to conversions. So it's like, okay, anybody that put in their data. So it's like anybody that engaged with my traffic, I'm going to retarget. Anybody that put in their information is a conversion. So I'm going to then go after those people in a different way, right? So if I look at this, what I'm going to do is I can actually direct market versus general market. And I can say, everybody with this email in this neighborhood, I could do a direct ad with my phone and say, hey, I know you live in this neighborhood. I'm speaking to you. Hold on, and do some kind of direct ad to those 148 people and be like, hey, Tiffany, she's the one with the blue roof over on 2nd Street, and you probably saw her trucks. They look like this. And I could get so dang specific to the point where it's like I'm only running an ad to 148 people, not to 10,000 people that are general public, and I'm hoping I catch, cast this wide net. I'm like, no, I'm gonna cast a very targeted net right to the people that I know I want in that neighborhood. Does that make sense? So that would be avenue number one. Number two would be, you said ringless voicemails. So it's a fast way to prospect, and you can use server like dialers and a lot of these. If you just Google ringless voicemail, there's some awesome automation systems like that you can upload a list to, and you can create a pre-recorded voicemail to where ringless means it doesn't ring their phone. It just all of a sudden they have a missed voicemail and they're like, oh, and then they check it and it's like, hey, are you living in this neighborhood and you have this problem and you're stuck at home in quarantine? And I would create a very specific kind of messaging, just like as if you were to knock their door. Think of this as your 30-second elevator pitch to then have them call you back or them have you go to your website. And I would have a very specific call to action, and I'd have a very specific hook. Right now, I've got 30 seconds of your attention. You happen to want, like, nobody wants to have a missed voicemail sitting there pending for, like, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you have, like, your voicemail box is super full. Like, no, I'm at least going to, like, listen to it, delete it real quick, even if it's spam and annoying, right? So I'm going to create a door approach, essentially. So think of it as like, the psychology of your door approach is it's break preoccupation, meaning, hey, you probably get hit up all the time by some random dude in Pakistan. Don't worry, I'm not that. And that would be my very first thing I would say. Be like, as you can tell, I am not from Pakistan. And then they would just be like, oh, I'm going to keep listening to this because this guy's funny. Just like if I were to be knocking your door, be like, don't shoot, don't worry, I'm not that dude that's like, and I would make that the first thing in my door, in my thing. Number two is then after I break their preoccupation in the ringless voicemail, I'm talking, you got 30 seconds, guys, so say something quick little one line to grab their attention. Number two would be, you've got to create curiosity. I hate the whole, like, you've been warned by the IRS, and if you do not call me and pay, it's like, I don't want to be that guy, but I want to be something that's going to grab their attention. That's like, hey, during this quarantine time, did you realize that there's thousands of dollars the government is going to, or whatever. And you're like, if I'm in solar, it's like, oh, like, hey, there's a $9,000 tax benefit. If you didn't take advantage of it this year, it's going away, and you better call or else you're going to forfeit $9,000. And they're sitting there like, well, I don't want to forfeit $9,000. How do I get $9,000? And now I'm hooking them on this whole solar tax credit. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay. And I'm just playing on something that might create some curiosity for a callback, right? And obviously every industry is a little different. So number two, and then I've got to have a call to action. And whether that's, hey, go to this website, hey, call me back, hey, here's my extension, here's my line, here's my whatever, or check your email because I have your email too, and I'm going to send you something and, check your email, and I'm also going to text you. And so now I'm going to hit them, Because if I'm smart, they're like, I got this voicemail, but nobody, this is the thing, with this data, nobody's hitting them multi-channel. So if I sent them the ringless voicemail, that's one avenue, but if I'm smart, I'm hitting them in 3 different avenues. It's like I knocked their door, and like I knocked their front door, I knocked their side door, and I knocked their back door. And they're sitting there going, who are these guys? I better actually wake up, because you knock once, they're peeking through the doorbell or the door hole, and they're like, yeah, I don't know this guy. Wait a minute, he's been here 3 times. I should probably pay attention. And I think that is where clients are missing the mark. So the front door might be the ringless voicemail. The side door might be their email. So in the ringless voicemail that they're going to listen to first, I'm going to say, hey, I sent you an email. I want you to open the email, click the link, because I care about you. And I know that you're going through something. And I know that you're dealing with this. And I know your pain and your frustration and your concerns and your objections. And I outlined the whole details in this email I sent you, so check your email. And they're on this scavenger hunt. They're like, my email? And then they look at their email and they're like, dang, what did I just get? And now that's their side door. And now the email campaign that I send them is maybe a 2, 3, 4, 5 drip email that's nurturing them. And we call this the jab, 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 right hook from the Gary Vee. And you go, okay, here's a value, indoctrination, build the relationship, make me laugh, make me love you, make me interested. And now it's a big ask of like, well, why don't we hop on a call? Why don't you click and set up a demo? Why don't you click and get a free inspection? Why don't you get this? Like whatever that is. But then I'm going to hit them on the back door, which they have to pay attention to, which is a well thought out text message. So now I'm going to be like, using vanilla. So if you go to vanillamessage.com and you could set up a demo, or there's other texting automations, but ours is an AI texting campaign. You could blast these 1,000 people. You upload a CSV, boom. It says, hey, John, I know you blah, 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 live in this neighborhood, and you have this and you have this, and I know you're feeling this, and I sent you a voicemail and an email. Just wanted to follow up with you. And maybe it's like, I didn't know if you caught that, or I haven't heard from you, or whatever the campaign is there. Hey, would you be open to setting up a time? And if they say yes, I'm going to then hit a Calendly link that drops after their AI. Like I'm going to AI based on the response. And now all of a sudden my Calendly starts to fill up. And now I've created the people that are actually interested, people that are actually, paying attention to the front side and back door messaging, because I'm like, oh shiz, like, these guys care enough to actually understand my needs, my concerns, my wants. They've hit me with a message that matter, and I'm now paying attention. Versus so many people try to take this shotgun approach to where they're like, I'm going to send this out to 10,000 people and hope to catch the fish that. But I look at, that's a net that's super wide with big holes. I would cast a more narrow targeted net many different times with small little holes so the fish don't get out as fast.